What's up guys, it's Braden with Teos Creative and I'm back again with a quick tutorial to show you how to add negative space in Photoshop so that you can add text to that image. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look. So I've got this photo right here, this boat, and I've got this text block with a little button here. So today we're gonna look at how do we go from something like this to something like this, and also having a photo like this, and then creating negative space so we can add that text right there. So let's dig in. All right, so the first thing I want to mention is why are we working in vertical mode? Often I work and design content for Instagram stories, and this is an issue when I'll run into when I'm designing vertical content, is having enough space in the image to have text on top. And so that's why we're doing this 16:9 vertical, mostly for Instagram stories. Second thing to note is we're utilizing Taiga, but no way is this video sponsored by Taiga. They're not giving me a free boat or anything by doing this video, though hello, if you want to give me a free boat, Taiga boats. I won't argue with that, but they're amazing. Go buy a Taiga boat. But I work a lot with Taiga, so that's what we're gonna use today. Anyways, so we're gonna figure out how to make an image like this turn into an image like that so that we have plenty of space for our text. So let's dig right in. First thing I want us to do is create a solid color in the background. Well, let's back up a little bit. Now the reality is I could, if I wanted to, do something like this. Text, let's just make that image really big. And do something like this. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? You got a little corner of the boat showing through, but the reality is I wanted the whole boat in the shot. So, something like that looks pretty good. But obviously it doesn't have enough sky in the image. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a layer underneath, a solid color layer, and then we're gonna sample this sky. And this is really quick, really fast technique to do this. Really easy. But as you can tell, you can kind of see the line right there where the image is. So that's not really gonna work. So we're gonna add a mask layer to this. Get an eraser tool. We're gonna make sure that eraser tool is 0%, so it's very soft. And then we're just going to get rid of this background so you can see what's going on. I'm just going to erase this background here. And boom, just like that. We're already working, folks. We're doing good. So another tip and trick I like to tell people is one way to add and make your layers seamless, glue together really, is to combine them and convert to a smart object. And this is the tip right here, to add a little bit of noise. It's just gonna glue it all together. One may be a little too high. It just depends on the look and the vibe you're going for. But adding a little bit of noise will actually make it seamless. So it looks like that sky just naturally belongs there. Simple enough. That took what, 60 seconds, 120 seconds? I don't know, but we're done. So we're moving on to the next one. So now we've got this photo of Molo Morgan, and she's an incredible athlete. She was there for the photo shoot. And so obviously not a ton of space above her. So we're gonna see what we can do with that. Now again, we can do what we did earlier. We can create a solid color underneath the image, sample the sky, create a mask. Let's get rid of the text so we can see what's going on. Hitting E for eraser tool. And then I'm just gonna erase that edge of the sky. There's a little bit of cloud. But boom, already looking pretty good. But it's also a little boring. So how do we get it to look something like that? Well, luckily, I have this image also of Molo with a different sky. So we're gonna delete this layer mask. So we're gonna make this sky really huge, bring her down, something like that. And we're gonna do the similar thing. We're gonna add a mask, E for eraser tool, erase that hard line away on that original image. Now, the difficulty you'll see here is that the two image sky colors are a little bit different. This is a muted tone, this is a little bit more vibrant. So let's play around with the hue, saturation, and lightness. So I think I'm gonna be a little bit, maybe darken it up a little bit. You can kind of see how crazy we can get with this. Speaking of, let's erase some more of that. So, blending in a little bit better. I'd say it looks pretty good. And again, grouping them, convert to smart object, and you add a little bit of noise and those layers will just glue together. Like you can't even tell there's a difference. Beautiful. So now when we add that text in, plenty of space for that. Now, the sky's a little dark. It kind of clashes with that black text a little bit, so I'm gonna add a levels adjustment. And I'm gonna brighten it up, bring up the highlights a little bit so that it kind of gives space for that text. So boom. There you go. Now, let's try something a little crazy here. Now, I don't know why you would add a call to action button on an Instagram story. It's not like you can tap that, but bear with me. Okay, listen. So we're gonna bring this down. Maybe we wanted to do a cool effect where her arm is actually on top of the button. So we're gonna find that button, add a mask layer, but we're gonna bring the opacity down so we can actually see her hand. E for eraser tool. Now I wanna go back up here and actually bring that hardness back up. I don't want a soft blended edge. I want a really tight. Let's make this flow a little bit more so we can just knock out her hand here. Now this can be really tedious if you want it to be, and you should. Boom. Okay, maybe add a little bit more back to the button. So we'll zoom back out, and then we will bring that opacity back up. And there you go, her hand sticking over the button. She's tapping learn here, learn more. She wants to learn more about Taiga boats, as should you. Go to taiga.com and Taiga give me a free boat. That would be amazing. Anyways, that's it. That's how simple that tutorial is. It really is quick to do, add some negative space. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for when we post, and it'll spam your phone and you can get mad at us for sending you a notification. Anyways, until then, we will see you guys next time.